Hello, I'm Alex, and I'm going to talk about the game that I made. It's called Dogfight, and it is a two-player plane fighting game. So as you can see here, there are two planes on the screen, each controlled by myself, which is kind of awkward, but there's only me doing this. So usually you'd play with another person, and this you don't want to. But basically, this game is where two planes kind of try to shoot each other down, and I think it's a pretty unique game in the class because most other people did a one-person game, and I think the two-person game added a level of challenge that I think was important. Also the fact that if wait, let me just end the game here. Um, Also I have three different weapons. Um, so that's a unique thing that I think was in the game. So um, I think my experience was overall. I think it was a very I had some basic knowledge. I knew the kind of like basic things of variables, conditionals, booleans, stuff like that, but like not to the level that I now know them. Um, I didn't really put those things that I knew to a large scale like I did with this project. Yeah, so I think the project was very challenging, but I think, at least for me, it was very rewarding. And I learned how difficult coding was and how many lines of code you need just to declare everything. Um, yeah, so I think the hardest part of my game project was implementing the weapon slider. So as you can see in this game, you have three different weapons. Um, and this was very hard for me to make because uh, kind of you have to code. Not only do you have to code them each individually, um, you have to uh, put them in two different, like the loadout screen and also the game, and code those individually as well. And it ends up being, well, the code adds up. Um, so so as you can see, I had to do a lot of if statements. Let me find the specific part about the loadouts. Yeah, so here we go. So this is in the loadout screen. This just draws the images themselves. But then, and then for player two, as you can see, um, but then in the game, I had to also code them. So if loadout slot is the first one, and if the catapult isn't moving, then it does that, and then if the catapult is moving, it does this. And then this resets it. But then I had to do that for the catapult player one, bomb player one, bullet player one, then catapult player two, bomb player two, and bullet player two. So that was pretty challenging for me to do. Um, so for my code, I actually originally intended to have 360-degree movement of planes, not just them going head on, as you can see in this fabulous test game. So you see the plane kind of moves around on its own, does some flips. Um, so yeah, that was originally my game, but it was it's extremely. Not only was this hard to code, or at least required more knowledge than I had. I would have had to have the catapult kind of launch from the angle that the player was and the bomb drop, and I also had to have gravity, so this wouldn't shouldn't be able to happen. But that ended up just being way too difficult. So I ended up just with my good old game that I have now. Um, I if I had done the game again, I would have just tried to make everything but the plane's motion first. So this screen, this screen, this screen, coding all of these, coding how they flew through the air, maybe just have like them stationary. Um, and then I would have tried to put in my 360-degree player motion, with the physics involved. And I think because I really like this idea. Um, so yeah. Um, I think the game. I think my class, Matthew and Isaac, had a really good game idea. Theirs was like a catapult launching off different, a platform. And they had to try to get a pizza, and I think it was a game that I would have played when I was littler. But they put their own original twist on it, like with the blocks, like the different colored, and the pizza and stuff. So I think that was really well done. Um, but yeah, overall, I think with my game, I am very satisfied with it. I spent a lot of time on it, and I hope it shows at least. Despite not having the full range of motion, um, I still think that the game is really. I mean, I think it's really fun to play, and I think it almost looks like a game belonging on like the online sites that I would have played on with when I was a kid, like those Miniclip and all those games. Um, so for my peer reviews, I was at a dentist appointment that day, so I only got one peer review, from Danny. Um, but he said that it was very interesting what he said. He said it would be nice to have like a point system, not just a one-shot kill system, which I originally planned on doing, but again, I spent too much time on trying to do the 360-degree play motion, so I didn't have time to do that, but I would have wanted to. Um, yeah, I didn't, yeah. So, I think the most important lesson I learned was, I mean, not only how difficult coding is, and how enjoyable it is, but kind of just when to like know you can't complete something. Like there was a certain point where I knew I couldn't complete the 360-degree motion, so I kind of improvised and changed it into something which is still fun. Um, I think that's an important skill to learn, but I wish I'd done it. I'd stopped sooner and left myself more time for the actual game. So yeah, that is my reflection, and I hope you've enjoyed watching me try to beat myself at my own game by myself. Yeah. Thank you for watching, and this has been Alex Norbrook.